Today's an absolute banger, guys, because we're going to do the very first player interview on the channel. And I thought, why not ask my good old friend Steve to come on and ask him about his actual journey on Age of Empires Mobile, because the thing is, Steve is pretty brand new to the whole city building genre, and he is a lower spender on things. So you can see what he's been able to achieve, what he's been able to actually do with smart spending, and his whole experience in the game and what he would like to improve over time and see come into the game. So smash a like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to get more different interviews from different spending levels coming into the game. So if you want to be interviewed on the channel and talk about your experience, comment down below and I will try and reach out to you on Discord. So with that, let's dive into today's video. So Steve, welcome to the channel, broski. So before we get into things, let's just kind of introduce yourself, because obviously I know who you are, but everyone on the channel won't know who you are. So let's get that over and done with, and we can get into the fun part of the video, right?
Yeah. Hi, channel. My name's Stephen. I've known MrSneakyy, like you said, for a long time in and outside of the game. Started when it first came out, because he actually messaged me going, "You need to start playing this game, right?"
Yeah.
So I was like, right, we'll go in and pre-order it. Yeah, came out. He's already putting things on, because obviously he's got the server access. Was a free-to-play player to start with. Only invested a few bits, learning obviously through the videos that he's putting throughout his channel. You kind of get to grips then of what we need to do. So now, I wouldn't say I'm a heavy spender, but we'll talk about the MGE later, which obviously was a nightmare.
He felt it, guys. He felt the pain and suffering like I did.
Yeah. But essentially, it's the way that you buy stuff, which we'll go through in a bit as well. So yeah.
Yeah, man. So the thing is, guys, like you said, you know, you wanted some player interviews, and I thought it'd be interesting because obviously this is someone who, to be honest, really hasn't played these games like massively. He played a little bit of the Walking Dead one, right? And then this was like when you've kind of like full dove in and gone kind of crazy, as you guys have seen now. It's 27.5 mil power after the MGE push, which we'll go into in a sec. But for a lot of them, what are probably wondering, what has been your kind of go-to heroes, and like what have you been aiming to invest into, like for your formations and stuff? If you want to show that.
So when I first originally saw the game, I like Troy. So obviously I'm into my history. So this was like a perfect game for this sort of thing. Obviously 300.
Oh yeah.
Amazing films. So obviously Leonidas was like, the guy that I was thinking about, and then obviously sorry that was in the game. It's like, right, I want him. So and then I think we had a chat at the start before I made any decision to go, what do you want to do? What do you want to focus on? Which obviously Leonidas there, I had to focus Pikeman, right? So I've been focusing now Pikeman since I originally started. But yeah, as he said before, I played some sort of game like this, which was The Walking Dead. What it's called, Lone Survivor, I think it was. Pushed that quite well. I think I got out of tier 10, I got to tier 9, and then the server died, and I just didn't feel it anymore. So look at when this came about, and now obviously MrSneakyy playing it as well. I'm ironically within the same alliance, which makes my life easier.
Yeah.
So I can always chat to him, and obviously we can do stuff together. So yeah, it's been quite fun, to be fair.
Yeah, it's been good, honestly, like the whole experience. Let's look at some of your heroes, right? Because we can see obviously with 27.5 billion power, right? And we can show off what you've been working on, right? Because at the end of the day, people want to see, okay, these are the heroes he's got, and then the main question afterwards is like, how much, roughly have you been spending per month, to get to where you are? And then we'll, maybe talk about a little bit on smart spending and stuff like that for people who are interested into it.
So pretty much got majority of the heroes. Obviously, the last Mighty Governor for Ahsoka, I don't have him. So I'm hoping he's going to come out as something, so I can at least unlock him. So he's there to be able to unlock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm missing 5 heroes essentially, including the big man himself,
Yeah.
which never's going to happen, right? Unless I win the million.
Yeah, unless we become millionaires.
And then we'll be smart spending, but spending more money, right?
Yeah.
But essentially, you know, like I said, my first match was obviously King Richard with Leonidas and Boudica, but it originally was Barbarossa, I think.
Mhm.
So, you know, they're all now maxed. Only 3-star though, but we're all right at 3-star at the moment. There's going to be a bit of change into the next season, so I don't really want to heavily invest now until next season. Then we'll probably go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, again the gear as well. So I was stupid enough to think, oh, I'll just give one every legendary gear, right? That was my initial thoughts at the start of the gear. And MrSneaky's like, nope, don't do that. I thought, nah, it'd be fine. Was I wrong? Was I wrong? That's right, I was wrong. Now it's obviously one legendary, which obviously my main man Richard with the ring Messenger of Destruction and 2-star minimum across the board. But then the other 2 is mainly epic gear. So, you know, Leonidas only. It's still quite good, I reckon. What do you think, MrSneakyy?
Yeah, no, it's fine for where you are, right? Because this is the one thing where, like I say, we were talking about gear and how like it really does catch you out if you're not prioritizing right. Because like a lot of players, like now, including myself, they would have had level 40 or 60 on that epic gear, right? But because now you understand the importance of it, you're already focusing on it. It's not too bad, right? People are in worse positions, to be honest, right? So it's exactly where you need to be. And when you look at, again, look, like your Boudica, it's perfect, right? And you got that even Lofty Mountain on there, so you're running like two legendary rings. One's a cheap one, one's the more expensive, like best in slot, and you've got like the the extra purple ring. So it's one of them things for you, and we were kind of discussing this when it comes to rings now, because he's kind of gone for guys like his main marched rings. Like he was like, okay, if I get my best in slot rings, I'm sorted, and now I can kind of spend maybe my coins on getting different rings for other marches, right? So what do you want to go into that? Like, what was your next choice? Because I know we were kind of discussing what ring you might be going for next, right? Because you obviously have your warrior pikeman sorted, and what's your kind of thinking of the next bit?
Well, obviously, back in season 1, obviously I wanted to focus on this, which is what I've done. Leonidas was top because I think my Richard at the time was only 1-star. So it was Leonidas, Richard, and then Barbarossa. Season 2 came in. Obviously, Barbarossa got swapped out for Boudica, which I instantly 3-starred. So obviously, knowing what I'm wanting to do, I was able to spend the stuff that I needed to get the coins to spin the wheel, essentially. And then obviously Lubu came out. I think we had a massive discussion on Lubu because when it came out, it was Lubu and Yodit. So I think I kind of went for the warrior first. So you had your Miyamoto, your Tribuana, and your Yodit on that, because I think, was it Tribuana was season 1 as well?
Yeah, she is season 1, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously I thought, well, I've already got 2 of the 3 parts of the puzzle. I might as well get a third. So I focused a bit on Yodit instead of Lubu. And then you saw Lubu on the battlefield. Oh my God. I think me and you had a bit of a discussion to be like, right, we need to get Lubu. And it wasn't till maybe 2-3 weeks later he came back out.
Yeah.
And we went ham. Yeah, we went ham. So I instantly 3-starred him. And then obviously leveled him up. And then obviously you had your Guan Yu and even Attila. I think I can remember when I had Attila. I think I not even 1-starred him. I think I won one bit of the first star. So yeah, he's now up to date. So yeah, I think the next one was the cavalry, because obviously everyone wanted cavalry marchers.
Yeah.
Then obviously at the end of season 2, again, what we'll push on later, something else happened to why now it's having to change again. But that's the aim of the game, right? There's always going to be change. Everything's, you have to vest in one, vest in the other. In terms of spending, then, so we'll carry on with the spending. So myself, like I said, I probably before the MGE probably put about, I'd say, £150 tops a month.
Okay.
And that's all down to, obviously, you know, your lucky moments. So there's a lucky moment comes out, it's $13.99, gives you 8 universal sculptures. Who doesn't like universal sculptures, right? You can get 2 of them. Yeah. You've got, obviously, VIP.
Yeah.
So I'm now VIP 10 as of MGE. I did buy out the XP because I had none. Because as soon as I got RAM, I wanted to instantly 120 in, right?
Yeah.
But the main ones, and I think you've said it in your videos as well, is the hammers.
Yeah, you need
100%,
them.
you know, you don't buy the hammers, you're not playing the game, right? Because,
Yeah.
you know,
It's just too much of a progression loss, right? This is what people don't get. It's just like you just stunt your growth so hard by not just spending 10k. Is it 10,000?
20 hammers. You can pay, I think it's $8.99, and that's on the just on the store itself under the value packs. So these packs, I think it comes out every 3 days. You can buy 10 hammers for $8.99. It's actually 30 hammers a week, right? That you want to progress and push to get your, you know, your 4K rings, your 1.6K rings, right?
Yeah.
You've got, obviously, the smart spending in the actual store, not from, obviously, your coins, but your merits, your military exercise. So all that's maxed. So if we go here, so it's 50 out of 50. So I'm getting max value, and I think it's 750.
Yeah, so it's 700. You can click on the reward chest. I think it tells you or something. There you go.
744 a day. It's not a lot, if I'm honest, because the store has such good value. You're gonna have to. You probably won't be able to buy it all, but the ones that you do want to buy is like your research, right? Your research, your training. Because if you are going to push MG, you know, you need to push your training. But even your arena, keeping them resources for the 5 universal sculptures a week is quite good.
Yeah, because it's if you think about it, it's 20 universals a month just from
that's right,
just getting it, for free, just making sure you have that covered. It's massive.
It's even better when you hit VIP 20, right?
12, yeah.
12, sorry. So you can buy 20 of them for 20,000.
Yeah, that's mad.
In a heartbeat. Then you're getting 880 a month, right? You're going to max out a hero within a couple of months.
Yeah. Easily. And let's talk about that as well, because there's one thing like we were kind of discussing with like really smart spending, because as you guys can tell, like Steve here is like more of like a, I would say, low medium spender. Depends on what some people class it as. It's weird. It's so subjective, and that's why it's like a weird gray area. But let's talk about the heroic expedition, because this thing is insane. And the thing is, guys, we are going to probably do a really big in-depth guide soon on just spending, on like if you want to be a low spender, what are like the best things you can be doing with this. If you're a medium spender, what are the best things? We're going to keep doing that type of guide context. A lot of you guys want to know, and to be fair, let's be real, the store has changed. A lot of things have changed, and even the battle passes over time have changed. So people are wondering what are the new things to go for. So heroic expedition, let's discuss this one, right? Because this one is the one where even I'm gonna be honest, I am so slow to the party that I'm disappointed in myself in this one. I'm not even lying, right? It's so insane. So I'll let you explain it, because it makes more sense when you go through it.
Yeah. So I wanted Julius Caesar when he came out, and MrSneakyy like, no, he's terrible. And I thought, you know what? I'm still going to get him because I like the character, right? Because, again, the history, which is why I like the game. For, what is it, £2.69?
Yeah.
You know, you get 10, 20. So I think it was, we worked out earlier, it was 22 sculptures, I think you get. for just doing your dailies, right?
Yeah.
Cheap, easy to do. You have to wait a week. So if you can't do a full 4 a day, you're still going to get 20 done in a month, in that week. But then you can change it. So as you're probably aware, you can change it to whatever character you want to push.
Mm.
But there's one thing that we forgot, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which is this little button down here. So this little button here, wow.
It's insane.
For 15, whatever character you're going for £4.49. Excuse me.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can buy 2 of them. So that's 30 sculptures a week for less than a tenner, and you're getting better. Well, you're getting 900% value, right?
Yeah.
Because one universal sculpture is what, 1,000?
Yeah, 1,000 coins or something like that. It's ridiculous.
So if again spending smartly, you could max out that within, I think we again guessed it earlier, about 10, 11 weeks. You can max out a hero to 5-star.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Puts me on then to mine.
Yeah, because if you look at his Julius Caesar guys and stuff, you're going to be like, what the hell? Because, like, he's been easily working on it. You've just gone past him, go up, down. There he is. It's insane because you are getting if you think about it, the pass, right, which gives you like the 22. And if you are going to be spending on that bundle twice, right, you're getting 30 from that. So that's over 52 sculptures a month, basically, or a week, or whatever it is that you're able to get for such like insane value. Because as we'll go into it, and we'll go into more of the spending guide, the daily bundle is $4.49 for free chest, and you're not even guaranteed to get 15 sculptures, and people are happy to do that, right? Which is just crazy, right? Absolute crazy. In the daily, it's the daily special, right? In the packs. But going into his, Julius Caesar, he's only on the last hurdle. He's on the very last hurdle for his hero, right? As you guys saw, he's got his stars on there, and it's just such. It makes sense if you're trying to be a lower spender, and especially a medium spender in this game. You really need to be thinking very smartly, and focus on specific things, and then look how quick you can turn around your account. That's the best way of putting it, right?
Yeah. What I find mental is we didn't realize about that bundle, but I already 3-starred Julius Caesar before we recognized that bundle was actually amazing value for money, which is now he's gone from a 3-star to a 4.9 star in a matter of weeks.
Yeah,
it's insane, absolutely insane. One of the, even if it's not Julius Caesar, Theodora, Queen Sudoku, whatever her name is, whatever's in there, really good value for money.
Yeah, and it's cool because Steve was mentioning too, and we don't want to get spoiled too much for the guide, but you can use that $4.49 to pop a hero you don't have, to purposely get the Universal Sculpture bundle to pop up, right? Yeah. Because it's a new unlock, so you could do some funky stuff with that. But let's leave that for the next video, and let's move into probably the exciting bit, which kind of moves into the more recent events, guys, which was he's got Julius Caesar, and there's been the recent MGE push. You guys know I pushed MGE, and I got myself my RAM cam. And our good old friend Steve has done the same, as you can see, and hit 3 stars. So do you want to explain to him the experience? Because this was your first time ever, right? Time. So this was really interesting, especially for me, because a lot of you guys might have pushed MGE before, but from a new player who's never done it before, it's actually really funny, as well as just really interesting from their point of view. So I'll let you explain your MGE push and obviously how it went for you.
I don't even know where to start, mate. Because obviously we had a massive chat before you went on holiday, and I was just thinking, I won't bother. I'll just keep the grind. We'll go next time. Obviously, then it's season 3 next week, next Tuesday. So this potentially could be, might not be, but could have been the last Mightiest Governor. But with having obviously Julius Caesar nearly at 5-star, Busher at 3-star, and then Octavian at 3-star as well, I thought I need to, and we were talking about doing double pikeman, which sounds really fun, which now we can test.
Yeah.
Especially in the Wonder and the Battle of Dawn.
It's going to be good.
First day was, what was it? It was the tribes. Didn't do it. I thought, no, I'm not going to bother.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally Tuesday morning on the way to work, I just had that moment and I went, you know what? Fuck it. Commit. Went in. I think that day I pushed 6 mil in hero growth.
Okay.
Which came second, which, you know, put me on a good start run. Then the third day was the resources. So I watched one of your guides to obviously sort out the resources, which is why, if we look at my current heroes, is the ones that you've recommended. So that pushed me to, I think, 13th, where it was only like 1,200. But one thing you probably don't realise is I didn't spend anything on the wheel.
Yeah, everyone's probably looking at that still like, bro, how has he still got 266k? Yeah. Like, I know the comments right now are like, bro, this guy's casual and 266k Empire coins, and they've not mentioned it once yet. Don't worry, we'll get there. We're nearly at the end to that fun questions. Just wait there, guys.
So I didn't push the wheel. It was Octavian and Suleiman. I didn't really want Suleiman, and I've already 3-starred Octavian, and it would have been a grind to get into 4-star. So I thought I'd wait, because the last day also has the wheel spin as well, right?
Yeah.
So we ended up 13th on the resources. I think I pushed about 1.2 mil, but having to stay up Tuesday night till 1 minute past 12 to get my matches in, to get them back out, waking up at 6 and doing it every 6 hours. That was a nightmare. But luckily I had the Wednesday off, so it actually fitted perfect for me on that Wednesday. Then it came to the the building push with the research. So now I've got Tavern 30 as part of my push.
And you can see the renovation guys as well. Look at that.
Yeah. Still got renovation, but that's the new grind to aim for. But I think I pushed there. I did 16.1 mil, which I was first. And I was like, how am I first? And this was in half an hour, right? Playing it smartly, leaving a couple of days on my builds for then the second to final day, which again we'll go through.
Yeah.
Then we had someone at the last minute push me off, so I came second, ironically. But I was still, 24, 25 mil up after everything. Then the training came, unit training. Oh my god, I've never been so anxious in all my life.
Right, tell them how it feels.
So, wake up on Thursday morning. And Friday morning, sorry. And I think 5 people already pushed, and they were pushing 30, 40 mil. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't even have that much. But I think I was speaking to MrSneakyy before, and he was like, well, I only had X amount, and you've got double that, so you should be fine. I'm like, oh, okay then. So with me obviously focused on pikemen, this happened. 500,000 pikemen I pushed that day.
Oh my god.
I was on 118,000.
Okay.
But the reason why I pushed pikemen was I pushed it in the building, so I could get more for less. And obviously I'm running double pikemen, right? So we'll go through that later. I'm going to be pushing at least 150 per march. I've got more than enough to cover me if there's any casualties, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I went to 23 million that day. I was third that day.
Nice.
That was only at what time was that? That was at 6 o'clock in the evening on Friday evening. I thought, sound, that's all good. And then someone else pushed me to fourth. I'm like, oh God, is this how it's going to end? And then it steadied on until the last half an hour. And then someone pushed from 8 mil to just short of 30 mil, which put them on 38 mil. I was absolutely crying. I was like, this can't be it. It was awful. I've never been so anxious in all my life. I've worked in jobs that make you anxious. They don't make me anxious at all. That made me anxious.
It's so funny because the thing is, guys, right? I did my MGE purge and I was in this exact same boat and he did not get it, dude. He was not getting it. And then it was like calm as a bitch, dude, and just fucking gets him back. And what's interesting is I will have hopefully on screen somewhere, if I were able to find it, the images of like how much speed ups he had saved, because he had a bunch saved obviously, and he's had to use them. And just to give you guys a little bit of info too, if he had around 118,000 troops, like you can see how all of his other troops were in his, you know, actual garrison. Now he has 561k. That means he must have trained basically 442k troops or around that number. So you could say, give or take, if you guys wanted to be, you know, assholes or not, 435k to 443k. It's easy maths, right? But that's all T6, T7 T6, you were trading?
T6. No T7 at the moment.
Okay.
That's the next grind. But all T6 now.
That's good. That's good though.
It was mental. I think I used 160 days in speed ups that day, and I got that much. And again, getting to the end of that day, I was anxious. It really was. It was. I'm not naming any players, but they probably know who they are. They didn't do anything until training day, and they pushed 43 million that day.
It's so horrible. It's so horrible. It's so disgusting.
It is.
Oh, mate.
It honestly is. And then the next day came, so it's the power boost, I think it is.
Yeah, the final 2 days where basically it's all out, basically. You can go all out, you can do almost everything again, right, on it all. So how did that end?
So it actually went quite well on the day after, but I was doing a lot of math thinking how much I could push, but I didn't understand that day at all. Like, I was pushing my Citadel to 30, thinking, oh, great. Me power's going to like 1.6 mil because I've pushed the Citadel, and then thinking, well, I get 3 per power, so I'm getting like what? No, it was 2.1 mil actually, so we're getting like 6.3 mil for one guy. I'm like, great. Pushed it, I think I got 600k. I was like, what? This made no sense to me at all. Again, my first push in MGE.
Yeah.
I think that day I pushed 3.5 mil just in, I think I sorted out some research and some buildings.
Okay. That's normally the best thing to do.
Yeah, I didn't really go ham on that day, if I'm honest with you. But I was thinking, well, Nick, the final day I think I've still got it, to be fair. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've still got 4k of stamina that I was going to use yesterday, but I didn't. Which would have pushed me to about 2.5 million. And then obviously the Empire coins, which I probably would have got about 300 spins. So that's 300k. So that's 500,000 there. But I didn't.
Yeah.
The only thing I did, I again spent smartly. Paid the $8.99 for the hammers that were in the thing, so I got the hammer bonus and increased a couple of rings that way. I think a couple of the buildings were about to finish, so they pushed it up. I think that day I did 3 mil, and I came 7th.
Okay.
But then that was the anxious part, because then one person actually pushed from 1.2 mil to 8 mil. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's pushing, which potentially could have pushed me off the top.
Okay. Ooh.
Well, top 5 anyway. Luckily, it didn't. I couldn't sleep yesterday.
Mate.
I was trying to go to sleep because I'm thinking, no, from my place, which I finished 4th, which I showed earlier, to 10th, there was a 20 mil gap. I thought no one could push 20 mil in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I still couldn't go to sleep, right? So I was up till the final few seconds, and then as soon as that went into today, I was relieved. Like, I've never felt that, even in job interviews, I've not felt that anxious before. This was awful. But it did allow me to then get what I wanted, which is why we wanted to push to now we've got Rancam. Talking about Rancam, he's instantly 3 stars. Why have I got 3 stars? It is because I did have 100. I think I pushed 120 medals because you get 40 and then the bundle and then instantly 3-starred him.
That's all right.
So now I've got a 3-star Rancam. I just need to skill him up essentially at 120. So yeah, that was an experience to say the least, if I'm honest.
And just to show guys on my screen now, they can see basically the scores, and this is what's really interesting about the interview and why I wanted to add this in before we go into like the last section, which is kind of like what he's enjoyed about the game and what he hasn't enjoyed about the game, and why he's got so much Empire coins, because obviously you probably guys wondering why has he got so much, right? But we'll explain that. But when it comes to the MGE, guys, it is all about timing. It's all about your speed ups, your resources. You can see earlier, if you guys spotted it, he still had over 342 million custom materials just to use still. So he had the ability to keep going if he had to go, but it was all about just using it as he was going, which was nice to hear. When you look at the top 10 was 27 million, meaning when I pushed on my MGE push, as Steve said to me earlier off camera, I wouldn't have got Ramcam. I would not have actually got that Ramcam, because obviously the top 10 was like 23, and then it went into 25 mil. Then it was a lot lower compared to everyone else. So it really does like show a lot in the game where you have to think, you need to plan ahead. It's all about management of your resources, your speed ups, obviously the activities that you're participating in, and obviously if you're spending whatever you're spending, you need to be spending smartly, because all of it comes together, and if you don't do it right, you are going to get left behind depending on other players that are doing it at your same level, right? Which is what people don't do. A lot of people, I think, when they are looking at their account, they'll be comparing themselves to like whales. It's like, why? You're not that type of player. You should be comparing yourself to someone who's doing the same type of spending level, which hopefully this video for you guys can see, okay, what Steve was able to achieve with his account so far, with his like smart spending and pushing at the right times and doing what he's been able to do in the game. So to finish things off, then let's just talk about first like why you got 266k. Let's put the elephant in the room to rest, because I know a lot of people are wondering how you've got that amount, but obviously we know it's from spending obviously monthly with bundles and so on. But what you're saving for? What's your go-to? What you going for?
Well, the conversation we had before was, do I spend it now or do I spend it next season, right? So it was all down to where I was in MGE, to whether or not I needed to push to be able to then grant that top 10, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, with the push that I did, I didn't really need to spend them, which means I can actually spend them as of next season on A, VIP every week, right? Because we've already chatted about that. And B, obviously the new heroes coming out. So again, me being a pikeman player, Musa's coming in, hopefully in the wheel, so I can at least get 300 spins on Musa. Get him to 3-star as well. But again, it's initially just making sure you spend smartly. So again, with the video that we'll be doing, I don't really want to give much away now because we'll talk about it more in the video, but I was saving all my coins probably for that instance. because it was either hit or miss, right?
Yeah, go for broke.
Yeah, that's it. So it was either do I spend it or do I not spend it? I didn't spend it and I still came top, which was fantastic, which means I can now invest it further into next season. But again, it's all down to your smart spending, making sure you buy the right bundles. Don't even go, if you don't have the resources straight away, spend weekly, get the right thing, and then once you've got enough, then you can push, which is what I did, which is why obviously I didn't push when MrSneakyy were pushing for MGE, because I wasn't at that level and I wouldn't have got where I was, and I probably wouldn't have beat the top 10. Now I've pushed when I spent smartly. I've literally come fourth. I'm actually gobsmacked I came fourth, right?
Yeah, I am.
I did not think I would even be top 5. I was pushing for about 6th, 7th, 8th at tops, not 4. So yeah, that was a mental experience, and I'm dreading the next one.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think everyone who's watching this video will say, like, even me, like, I am honestly proud of you smashing that MGE because it's your first ever MGE, guys, and he came fourth. Like, what a beast! Nearly hitting 50 million points, and that was honestly through that troop training stage, which I honestly wish, because I was on holiday, as you guys know, last week. I wish I was able to just screenshot some of the stages so you guys could have seen that progression, because it was intense seeing it. Because we do have some things, and hopefully as this interview's been going on, I've got some of those images on screen for you to go through. But to finish things up, what a lot of people probably want to know now is, what have you really enjoyed about the game, and what kind of do you wish got improved on, right? Kind of the darker side of the game that hasn't been too fun, let's say.
Well, I enjoy playing with you, I guess. It's kept me driving. We speak about it daily. We have the chats, we have the talks, we have the helps, we have the the testing, stuff like that. So that's helped me a lot. Obviously, being in a community that allows you to help and get helped as well. Then obviously we've merged with the other alliances to create a bigger alliance for MGEs, which is at the moment currently ongoing. But just going back to MGE, before we forget, I was only at 20 million power.
Yeah, guys, he were
at 27.5 million power.
Yeah, it was crazy. Before we actually say that, he were 20 million, guys. I was above him like by 1.6 million, and he did this push, and now he's 7.5. Like, he's got a good 6 mil on me now. I'm like, what the fuck just happened, bro? So yeah, that was crazy, the amount of power he gained. If you guys did to end up that, good shout, good call. So yeah, so what have you enjoyed though? Let's get this wrapped up. I know a lot of people have probably enjoyed the video so far if they've made it this far.
Enjoying obviously smart spending to obviously get your characters where they need to be. That's obviously enjoyable. Seeing a progression in where you was to where you are now, it's kind of made me realise, right, I need to now do this better and still spend smartly. One of the things I don't like is there's always an event on, but the people have been asking for certain things, especially Hero Reset, which, as we chatted earlier, I have about 5 or 6 that I want to get to level 1 to use them resources elsewhere. The mercenaries that have come out, that's obviously a new thing, which is more exciting because it unlocks other things, so you can progress towards that. But again, I wouldn't class myself as a high spender. I wouldn't even class myself as a mid spender. I'm a mid to low spender personally.
Yeah.
But you do have. Sadly, this game isn't a free-to-play game. You have to put some investment in it. Not a lot. As long as you spend smartly, you can achieve what you want to achieve. But it might take longer, but you'll get there in the end.
Yeah. I think everyone agrees on that, where a lot of games will say, is it free to play friendly or is it pay to win? Like, everyone will say this game, even myself's pay to win. Yeah, for free to play players, they can play the game. There's a lot of events in there, but even like you say, if you're a low spender, if you just put $10 or $20 a month, it's all you need. That goes a long way in this game, and it's just like this. Yeah, it's just like this on every game, unfortunately, which I think a lot of people in this genre know. Hopefully it changes in the future, right? Because that's the one thing that everyone strives for, where hopefully the free-to-play player can invest their time more into the game, obviously to get and catch up to the spender. But that might be another talk for another day, who knows, right? But it's been a pleasure to have you on the channel, brother. Honestly, it's been a really good interview here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because honestly, this is, like I say, an actual real life friend who plays AOM, and he joined it because I said, you know what, try this out, I think you'll like it compared to what you've done before. And he's been in the Smash Squad community, and like he said, if you want to stick with Age of Empires Mobile, one thing which is just so key, guys, is just joining a good community, get a good alliance, be in that #1 alliance, so you can just be talking to people and be with like-minded people, and like, you know, share my Discord, right, or join my Discord or my videos and share that, and get people who are like-minded, because that's what really does make Age of Empires good. It's a community-based game. It is a PvP, you know, build game on the open field, which you all love to. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, dude. Is there anything else you want to say at the end before we kick things off?
Glory to the Emperor.
Glory to the Emperor. Oh no, no. Let's see who picks that up at the end. But with that, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this interview. And if you want more, let me know in the comment section down below. We do have another player interview lined up. That's probably coming either at the end of this week or at the end of next week. I'm going to figure out when that's going to come. But hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, smash like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next one, stay safe, guys. Stay sneaky. Peace out.
Stay sneaky.